Hey everybody, it's Bob Anderson. It's February 2023, and I want to do a specific topic because it's laying right out here in front of me. I have people sometimes say to me, Bob, I thought your trading hours were from 9:45 to 10:30 and da 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 da. Yeah, that's my primary hotspot, whatnot. But what makes me determine if and when I'm going to take a trade at all is this question. My pre-trading question, not pre-market, pre-trading. My pre-trading question, and that is this: is the market in rhythm? All my trades that I talk about, all my gold line trades and that kind of stuff, they're all based on the market being in rhythm. And that rhythm has to exist so that the algos will pick up and get into rhythm themselves. Because remember, we want to swim with the sharks. We want to be the fish on the back of the shark, and the shark turns and goes that way, and we go with it, because the safest place to be as a trader is right on the back of that shark. So anyways, I'm sitting here doing my little pre-market review. Holy cow. Of the ES, and I want to just show you, what I'm talking about. And by the way, 3 trade setups of 3 different trade types I talk about are right here in front of me, so it gives me an opportunity to talk about the continuation trade, the 5-minute gold line trade, and the 5-minute red line trade. So let me just show you those in the pre-market for the ES today, so that you can kind of get an idea. And I'm going to highlight this, so please don't write me 50 questions. If you want to know how these trades work, go back and look at the videos that have to do with it. I can't write a Charles Dickens novel every time you watch a video. Here you go. All right, so here we are with the ES, okay? This is going to be a quick video. Here we are with the ES. All right, and this is all, let me get down here. This is all pre-market. Like right now, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Is the market in rhythm? Well, I'm hoping if you've watched any of my videos, you can see that it is. So let's just talk about this for a second. When did it start getting in rhythm? Well, here we had a push down. We kind of went through the 5-minute gold line here, rolled down, and then actually did, somewhat respect the 5-minute gold line there. So I mean, I'm not getting excited yet, and then we didn't have a pivot low. Okay, this is interesting. See, so we had a pivot low here, rolled up, and we had a different pivot here and rolled up. So now the market's showing signs that it wants to reverse. When it starts pivoting back, okay, without breaking your lows, that's a sign that it's flattening out and or reversing. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so here's your 5-minute red line, okay, that hasn't been broached in hours, and wham, right off of it, straight down. I mean, okay, that's showing me respect. That's showing me rhythm. Okay, that's actually showing me rhythm right there. Boom, boom. Then we had a crossover of price, crossed over the 5-minute red line, very important. The 1-minute red line, somewhat important. All right, so let's see what we get. Well, all of a sudden, let's look to our left. Here's our pivot high. We haven't been here in over an hour. We haven't been to that level. So now we're breaking into new territory again. It's been over an hour if you look to your left, because this was at 5:15 in the morning, and this is at 6:49, 6:50. So it's been over an hour that we've been stuck in this zone, and now we punched out of it. Oh, okay. So then we had a lower high here, equal lower high, an equal lower high, still not breaking any rules, and then a lower high, and then bam, there's your trigger. So you're in at 14. I'm not telling you to take this trade. I'm looking to see if the market's in rhythm. My rhythm. So if I took this trade, I'd be in at 1375. Okay, well, where did it rotate back? Well, it didn't rotate back until it went 4.75 points. Okay, all right. That's pretty promising. Let me just tell you, that's pretty promising for 6 o'clock in the morning. Then we did the same thing. Lower high, equal lower high, lower high, lower high. Boom, there's a break at 17. So 41.17. Wham, it rolled up 3.25 points. Now, for those of you that pay attention to me talking about 1, 2, 3, you should not be surprised. Okay, this is screen time stuff, folks. This is screen time stuff. But you should not be surprised that the first attempt goes longer than the second attempt. And there was no third attempt. It rolled down, closed below the 1 minute red line. So first attempt usually is more powerful than the second attempt. And of course, we talk about the third attempt. Just don't even try it. By the way, this is not an attempt. This candle was not even there yet. By the time this thing pushed up so much, it pulled. That's why I tell you, you got to look at this stuff live. You can't really go after the fact and look at it. Anyway, so what we had is we had a 5 minute red line trade, worked. We had a continuation trade. Here's your continuation trade. Triggered your gold line, break of it, boom. Here's your second continuation trade. Triggered your gold line, break, boom. Okay? Now, here's something interesting. So, if I'm trading this, okay, this is very important. If I'm trading this, I'm done right now until minimum, I get this candle right here. These candles right here. Jesus, I hate these freaking circles. Let me remove it. Until I get any of these candles right here. Either one of these. That actually open and close below my 1 minute red line. That's my reset. This stuff is so simple. I can't make it any simpler. Because I've had my 1 and my 2, and I don't ever want to try number 3. You can try 3s all you want, but when you're paying the piper for doing it, you'll thank me later. Until minimum, I've had a reset. So I don't have to stare at my chart anymore. Until minimum I get a reset, I'm not looking at any trade. Oh, but wait a second. Instead of resetting, we rolled down to our 5 minute gold line. Okay, that's even better. Because I like the 5 minute gold line better than the continuation trade anyways. So, here's your first. Now notice you crossed your gold line, you crossed your 5 minute red line, all that kind of stuff. Boom, here is your first attempt at your 5 minute gold line. I cannot make this any easier. So here is your top of this candle, which is 15.5. Everybody see that? 15.5. So your entry is the break of that candle, which is 15.75. Now, let me explain something to you here. All right, do a little splaining, Lucy. I want to show you some price action things that that you don't necessarily need to pay attention to, but it'll help you understand something. See this pivot right here? See that? That was a pretty powerful pivot for freaking 7 in the morning. Okay, that went a whole 5.25 points exactly. That pivot. Everybody getting the idea that 5 seems to be a magic number in trading in the ES, 5 points. But anyways, expansion and contraction of the ES tends to be in 5s. So anyways, this is actually 5.25 points to the tick when it rolled over. But our pivot, okay, our pivot. So this happened to be at 15 flat. Our pivot that happened on the 5-minute gold line. Now this is just getting very technical right now, okay? But for those of you that have been paying attention or more advanced, this will help you a little. This one pivoted from a lower spot than this. That's in price action. In price action, that means we're potentially stepping down. Means we're potentially going short because we have stepped our pivot below our other major pivot. This is a major pivot. Okay, pull back 5 points. I mean, you can see it clear as day. You don't have to have microscopic eyes for that. But this one broke below this one. I prefer my 5-minute red line to exceed this pivot when I take the trade. That's just, okay? Preference is that this gold line has raced up high enough to get above there by the time the pullback happens. Did not happen today. So, predictable is if this trade works, which by the way, there's a lot of power at that 5-minute gold line. Okay, we've talked about that. Big money at that 5-minute gold line. Predictability is now we've got a little bit of we're gonna have a little bit of fighting here. All right. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we hang around here for a little while. Well, what happened? Well, we did exactly that. We rotated up to this pivot, which rode it down, and we rode it back down again. Okay? Because the battle is, are we going back short or are we going long? Because this pivot was lower than this pivot. So you got to defy price action with your moving averages to make this trade work. Okay? And boom, there's your moving average. So your moving average held, okay? Your moving average held, your 5-minute moving average, which by the way, for a tick, you're probably gonna hold. I mean, that's just a tick. But that's just a little something I want to point out, is that when this pivot got broken by this pivot, it made things a little more discomforting. Okay? So, anybody notice that the market's in rhythm, or did I confuse you? Here's your reset. It never went back up and over. Then we came down here and actually tested the 5-minute gold line. It ran up for 5 points. Let's see where it is now, because I haven't looked. And it is just, okay. First test. All right, honestly, I'm looking at this with you guys. Let's see here. So we broke across our 1-minute red line. We were at a pivot high. We've pulled back to our gold line, our 1-minute gold line. So we have a potential continuation long. I'm not overly excited about it because we have no room. But the break of it is that. So let's see what happens. And it didn't work. Okay. Honestly, this is all happening right now. Okay, I just caught up to it. So see this, the market's live. This video is longer than these candles. Okay, this video is only 10 minutes. I said I wasn't too fond of this one, which by the way, actually it never triggered. Keep that in mind, because the trigger is 24.75. So the trade actually never triggered. That's actually a good, I need to point that out too. The trade actually never triggered because you never had a break of those candles into the 1-minute gold line. Anyways, not to belabor the point, but oil's doing the same thing over here. It's breaking and pivoting and breaking and pivoting. So it looks like at this point in time, both our markets are going to be in rhythm today. Now, again, once the market opens and it starts doing all its craziness, you got to evaluate it again. I always like to trade after I've had confirmation that the market's in rhythm. It's not about the quantity of trades. It's about the quality. Always remember your second attempt is probably going to be less powerful than your first attempt. Remember what a reset is on your 1 minute gold line. Remember what a reset is on your 5 minute gold line. As a matter of fact, technically we've gone to the gold line twice. So this next one would be a third attempt. I wouldn't be too excited about it. Everybody have a good day. Good luck. Keep your stops tight. Bye.